Alright y'all, so we're back with some more God Goku gameplay. Now, there is a pretty big thing that dropped with God Goku that a lot of people didn't really talk about, but that is the new helper, the Elder Kai. Now, the Elder Kai seems like he was tailor-made to be used with God Goku, and we'll get into that in a little bit, but I also do want to just show off a little bit of cosmetics in this video that I'm not going to do for a separate video. Specifically, there is a in-game costume available for God Goku here, which does look pretty sick. I also do have his legendary intro, and I have the Squadra Blast 2026 hit effect. So with all that combined, I mean, it's just going to have a new nice visual look for him. Now, when it comes to the Elder Kai, what this essentially does is restore cooldowns for all of your skills, including your super attack, while you're within the area of effect for the Elder Kai. That is super useful for God Goku, especially. And the reason why is his skill 2, which is, in my opinion, by far his best skill he has available. When you use the skill 2, it's not like a one-time usage and then you get instantly to the cooldown. As you see right here, if you haven't seen any God Goku gameplay before, it's a bar that decreases over the time that you use it, and it refills back up while it's on essentially its quote-unquote cooldown until it's maxed out again. I'll play this on the screen right here since this is just the farming kind of beginning phase. Hey, so post recording Minatos here, I did want to point out something that I noticed when looking back at the footage is that in training mode, you know, I have all these, you know, extra cooldowns turned off. Skill 2 does restore itself like this when you're in the Elder Kai spot, which is really good, but it doesn't actually do that inside Gekishin rules for whatever reason. I'm not sure why, but that's just how it looks like. So it still is a really good thing to have, at least the Elder Kai anyways, because of the fact that when it comes to, you know, using it, getting the skill 2 back, a ton of charge for it will allow you to just kill the enemy even faster, along with having the 16-second reduction for skill 3 reduced. So that's all I want to point out here. We'll head back into the video, and again, I appreciate you guys for watching. Essentially, when you use the Elder Kai plus the finger beam shot, it actually does restore the cooldown while you're using it, which extends the usage for this shot very, very much. And you just are going to get a lot of extra damage in there. It's just going to be super useful for God Goku. Unfortunately, Vegeta was really good at pressuring me right here. Almost was able to get him, and I was barely off getting Snowball right there. Like, I almost had a Snowball stack, man. That would have been so good. But Elder Kai is going to be super useful for God Goku in that way, especially when it comes to, you know, melting down bosses. Elder Kai has about, what, a 70, I believe, second cooldown. So you're able to spam it a decent amount. Now, I do like to save it for bosses most of the situation, or most of the times, just because of the fact that when it comes to bosses, basically we're in a little bit of a boss melting phase right now, just because it's a lot easier to get more farm and be leveled up by the time boss is around, and God Goku will just be able to kind of melt characters. Now right here we do have Bardock. Thank you, Mike, for playing Bardock for me, actually. Try to just hold him back. Now this is just a little tough. I decided to use the Elder Kai here. I missed all those shots right there. This is a pretty bad showing of Elder Kai, but you can see my skills are just kind of coming back here. We have Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. I keep trying to shoot down, but unfortunately I don't have the vision on him. Now the first uses of Elder Kai wasn't really that great. However, I did use it before boss would come up, and now as you see, when boss is going to be up at 3 minutes, I will have Elder Kai available again, and that next usage is going to actually look really good. We've been kind of killing it here. We've been stealing all the Kai essentially, and we've been just securing all the farm, denying XP for the most part. So I should be pretty comfortably level 7 by the time boss comes back around, so we are good to go. Top lane, unfortunately, is getting a little bit cooked, but, you know, they actually do come back around, so it's all good. And we didn't have to worry about tower getting hit at all. So right here, the boss is about to come right up. I decided, hey, let's make sure we wait for Broly to come back around, just so that we would be able to also melt the boss a little bit faster. So I'm like, hey, let's go ahead and attack Vegeta, build my gauge up a little bit, and we should be good to go once my gauge is fully built up. But I decided, you know what, Broly's almost here. Just kind of moving around, making sure that, hey, we're able to just push these enemies back. Bardock is applying really good pressure, so that allows me to bring my Elder Kai out. Now use my skill 3 and skill 1, and you see it recharges every time I use it, which is just really, really nice. We use the Kamehameha and bam, burst down that enemy. Now we're looking really, really good here. And there we go, man. I mean, whew, that was super, super useful. We are able to secure the boss right there, just do a lot of extra burst damage to the boss as well, with my cooldown kind of just being lowered, and even able to potentially follow up on enemies with that. So, I mean, Elder Kai is just so good for this God Goku, man. From here, I decided to just get all this farm, level up my skill 2 to max. Realistically, you don't have to max out Kamehameha that quickly. I feel like while the extra range is nice, most of the time you're going to get a lot benefit of maxing out skill 2 and skill 1 first, but again, it is situational. So from here, we're going to go ahead and try to get this Elder Kai and just kind of keep up the pacing. Make sure we keep a level lead. I have a snowball stack, so from here, I'm going to be able to do some pretty decent damage. And we should be all good to go. I mean, we see I'm already at level 9 here. To be fair, the Kefla is. Now, I did check the stacks right there for the snowballs in the enemy team. And I'm like, okay, so we should take out God Goku first. God Goku has gotten a couple of stacks, so that should be our focus if we were gonna get into a team fight, essentially. So from here, just waiting for the Kais to respawn again, which again, the only thing about the change right here is that, you know, if a lot of people are playing patient, it's not going to be very interactive many of the times here. That's the only potential issue with this season, really. But, I mean, that's kind of it. Especially since a lot of farm isn't really in the middle anymore. Now, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta decided to push up, so I'm like, hey, you know what? We can actually kill this guy right here. Unfortunately, my Bardock got cooked by, what's it called? The trap right there. It sucks a lot. I decided, let me go ahead and try and kill Vegeta if I can, which I am able to knock him out because of the fact that I got my gauge up. So I'm like, okay, cool. Vegeta won't be available for boss anymore. Even though Kefla is up there, Broly and Boo are still able to push her off and kind of handle things. So that should be just fine. I'm like, okay, if I need to, I could ult over there. But I decided, oh, I see Kefla was pushed back quite a lot by Broly. So now we can go in and melt boss. I bring out Elder Kai once more, and we are good to go. As you see right here, we'll get Elder Kai. Again, my gauge is filling up a lot faster. And then now I go back in here. This also does give me my ultimate charge back as well. Unfortunately, our Broly and Boo did die before the heal can go out. So I did get cooked right after there, which sucks because I lose snowball stacks. But it is what it is. I can't really control anything out over that, right? From here, I'm just waiting to revive, and we're just going to have Boo and Bardock defend our tower. And again, we have a pretty good advantage. The other Kefla is level 11, I noticed, and I'm only level 9. So I'm like, okay, let me make sure I get some of this extra farm right here. Now that my skill is maxed out, we can go ahead and start leveling my ult a little so I have a wider range, especially when it comes to Bardock's Wrath. Even though Bardock will bring everyone close to him if he does end up using the Wrath, having my ult available will just be nice to have, right? Now, I will let y'all know this game does actually go on pretty long. I believe it's a 14-minute game in total. That's because, like, near the ends, it just kind of gets a little bit stale-meaty. Now, Kefla's coming in here. I decided, okay, let me make sure I steal this Kai. I did calm Broly. I was like, hey, Broly, I'm going for Kai. Let's contest Kai. But Broly was holding the tower, so I think that was kind of on me. I should have waited for Bardock to come down before I really went for Kai, or just, like, not contested Kai at all once I saw Kefla there, who had a level advantage on me. So that's something to keep in mind, guys. I mean, realistically, at this point in the stage, especially right before a boss, better to play it safe than sorry. You don't want to just die right before boss, and then you're just going to be late to rotating, potentially. Now, the next boss was Ribrianne, so it's not, like, the most important thing in the world, but, you know, definitely go ahead and we will want to take this. Now, I'm just shy of getting level 11, but they're already attacking the boss, so I have to get there as soon as possible. I bring up my Elder Kai once more, and Bardock this time was just, like, focused on me, so was Kid Gohan. So they did actually, I say Bardock, but Kid Gohan and Vegeta 4 were just hard focused on me. But, as you see right there, I did lead Vegeta to taking a lot of damage with that. So I'm like, let me at least just not completely lose off this interaction. We did get triple boss thanks to Broly, so WJ Shock right there for the Broly ult. And now we're able to make a pretty good push because of the fact that we're all reviving just super soon. I decided, hey, let me make sure I try to get level 11 as well, just because the next boss will be up in about a minute. And I'm just peeking around here at this tower. I'm like, you know what? We can just make a good push here. This tower is very easily chippable now that we're very close to being maxed out on our levels. We have a bunch of these superstar skills, etc. I decided to ult right there just to try and catch anyone since they're going to be leaving. And I did actually end up catching Kid Gohan. We see Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta's on me, but we're able to just get Kefla. I missed that skill 1 right there. It's pretty bad. So now I get my gauge up. I get to skill 3 into skill 2. I mess up because I clicked the map by accident. That was just very annoying right there. I said, hey, let me recall. So a little bit of fumbles right there for me, but you know what? Oh, well, it is what it is. What could you do? I even put like the sweat symbol. So I think you guys are kind of seeing where Elder Kai has just been very useful. And we're going to see a little more at the end of the game as well. Where, again, after you're done with bosses, you can use Elder Kai pretty easily to get your ult cooldown back. I decided, hey, you know, we're going to wait for Broly. Broly commented to me that they don't have their ultimate for another, like, what, 13 seconds here. So we're just waiting around getting farm. They're the ones who have to start boss realistically to even get like any tower damage pretty much. So that's why I could go and start ratting. We got this boss right here pretty easily. I decided, hey, let me go back into the ring, make sure my skill cooldowns are back to go. And now we're looking really nice here. Even though Kid Gohan is backdooring us a lot, I decided let's go ahead and keep pushing up. Let me get an extra level, deny them XP, and just kind of just start pushing forward with my skill 2. Kid Gohan actually canceled out my skill 2 right there, so that was pretty funny. But unfortunately got hit by that, which really does suck, but we were able to get a couple kills here. I have my full snowball stacks. God Goku did his Kamehameha, but luckily I have a defense step on here, so I was able to vanish and get the 75% damage reduction. Kefla ulted, so I'm just kind of like staying back, making sure I just kind of am able to keep my distance. That's the best thing you could do really with God Goku. I decided, well, to ult right there since they're all on the tower. I got a good chunk of damage. With skill 2, I'm able to push through Vegeta's shield and get God Goku, which is one thing that you guys got to keep in mind. If you're facing against Vegeta, the shield does not block God Goku's skill 2 if he has skill 3 up. That's something that, you know, a lot of people may not be used to. So with that, again, we just start like KOing each person over and over and over again. Now it's just Kid Gohan here. We could get a team wipe. I'm just waiting for my skill 3 to come back up. Right here, realistically, I was waiting to use Elder Kai as well, just in case, but as you see, I just melt him down. So actually, okay, so this isn't the match that took a long time. It was the next match, I guess. But I mean, you guys can kind of see how God Goku with the Elder Kai buff is just pretty nasty because of the fact that you're able to just spam skill 2 so much more commonly, and it just does so much damage, especially with the gauge up. It just gets pretty disgusting, in all honesty. It's very silly. Very, very silly. So, again, here we have the second game with the Elder Kai active. And, again, we actually queued into the same team the second time around. So, you know, maybe they have, like, a little bit of a better understanding of how, you know, we're playing the game. So, it did lead to a more longer match in total. But at the same time, top lane actually did a lot better this time around as well, because it's like, okay, well, now we played against them last game as well, and we have a better understanding of how they play. This time we also just do better at just like splitting XP, I believe. Actually, no, I'm a big liar. We should have each taken one of that right there, but I mean, it doesn't really matter as long as we both get 3 by the end. It's not the biggest deal in the world. The only other thing I would say about like God Goku is obviously on PC, if you don't unlock your camera, it's really hard to see where the enemies could be, because of the fact that it doesn't like auto, like when the camera's like this at level 3, it's a lot easier, but still it's such a huge like range with the skill 2 that it just gets to be a little bit of an issue for trying to shoot off your camera range, right? Now Vegeta did hit me right there, but I'm still able to just use my skill 3. Unfortunately, we did lose the Kai right there. Now, right here, I should have attacked. Again, Vegeta just applied really good pressure to me. I think we just were both not on the same target right here, and we do actually fix that for the next interaction, where Bardock was pushing Kefla, but Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta was hard pushing me, and at the end of the day, Kefla has way better escapage and ability to just range you out than God Goku. God Goku's not really the best at keeping range. Any person that could just like dive in on you, even like Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta's kick, it could just be a little bit of an issue for this guy. That's really his big weakness, that they balance him out with. Either way, I am ready for the next Kai here. We are good to go. I decided, hey, let me make sure I angle myself a little better so Vegeta can't actually kick me into a wall. Bardock is going to be just fine. He has his full passive up. I decided, let's melt this boy right here. I was trying to get Kefla, but I'm like, okay, you know, if Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is right in front of me, let me just make sure I range out, build up my gauge a little bit, and then now we can just kill 4 Vegeta here. I just beam him down, basically, and I still have DLT going on anyways. Right there, what I should have done is cancel the skill and re-aim so that I didn't have to just waste time with the turn rate. God Goku's skill 2 turn rate is very, like, it's very slow. So you are able to just cancel the skill and just readjust, by the way, if you want to. The only thing is that obviously if you do that, you waste the skill 3 application. So that was the only thing. But it's not really the biggest deal of all time. As you see right there, we actually did lose Kai to Kefla. I mean, at this point, Kefla with skill 2 up, it's just like hard to out-secure her in this lane unless Bardock just absolutely spams skill 1 of the Kai. But realistically, you know, that just didn't happen right here, so it's all good. Again, like I said, laning is a lot more closer on our end than it was last time. And I left these guys barely alive so that Bardock could actually get a hit on there. And now we are ready for the first boss 3 minutes in. Yeah, again, it takes such a longer time to get to boss now. And again, they've been actually doing really well with securing these Kais. Krillin's around here. I decided, let me just make sure I try to keep my distance a little. They're in the ring so I could start attacking Nappa. We're looking great. Do the Kamehameha, secure the boss, kill Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Now we can push on Kefla. Very unfortunately, Kefla did transform. I was waiting just to make sure we could still melt on Kefla plus the thing as well. Kefla barely gets out, dude. It sucks so much. And again, she actually also avoided my skill 1 application there. So, I mean, if I pushed a little bit, I could have still probably gotten her. But I'm like, hey, at the end of the day, let's cut my loss. Let me make sure I try to get Kai here, which we are able to secure. Get all the farm, deny them XP, and just keep building up for the next fights. Especially because there's just all this farm, and farm resets so quickly now. I want to make sure I try to get as much as possible. I was making sure that I was closing something. Actually, funny enough, this messed up another recording, but Nox like decided, hey, I'm gonna just open right now, and I'm just going to like make your computer lag. So I'm like, hey, let me actually fix that before any issues actually happen. So we should be good because it like tabs you out of the game and then I'm not able to move, etc. We actually again do lose Kai because Vegeta keeps ulting on there, but it's like honestly that's fine. If that Vegeta keeps ulting right there, he doesn't have it for boss essentially, so we should be good to go. I'm building my gauge up against Vegeta here, trying to keep my distance still. He's not able to really just get a good hit on me. Now, I'm not sure why he didn't kick me there. I asked Bardock to Wrath. And again, there's another application of God Goku's skill 3 plus skill 2 combo going past walls, which does include Vegeta 4's barrier and Caulifla's barrier, right? Really got to keep that in mind. The big thing about Caulifla and 4 Vegeta right now is if you're against a God Goku and they know what they're doing, the barrier actually doesn't actually help you there, even though it does block energy attacks because God Goku specifically bypasses that. So, from here on out, we are just heading back to top, and again, kind of going through the same gameplay loop this time around. Luckily, we were able to take out God Goku, so any potential stacks he has are just completely gone. Krillin tried to wrap, but, I mean, he barely got... Well, he actually did a good amount of tower damage right there. Okay, that's very unfortunate. The boss was up there, so okay, now I could just set my Elder Kai, have the skill just, like, last for a very long time. I ulted here because I saw Kefla coming around. I'm like, let me just play it safe than sorry, even though it technically didn't have to. Staying in the ring, making sure my cooldowns are just a lot faster to come back around, which especially helps with skill 3. So the skill 3 has like, what, I believe it's like a 13-15 second cooldown. Because of that, now I'm able to use skill 3 again here. Shoot God Goku through the barrier wall right there. Which is very silly. And there we go. We take the top tower here. Let's go ahead and get this Kai, get level 10. And from here on out, we're looking pretty good besides just not defending our first towers very well. But again, at this point, we're so high level that, you know, chips are not really the toughest thing to do. To be fair, I guess, you know, you can see we've denied Vegeta so much XP. I just absolutely mill him right here. We get the kill with skill 1. There we go. And now I'm looking really good with snowball stacks. I go ahead and push for this Kai this time. I got PTSD from last time, so I was just making sure that Kefla wasn't around, but now we're good. I saw her on the map, I guess, to be fair, like right there under the Kai. She was in vision. Now God Goku's around, so I'm like, hey, I have a huge level advantage. Let me just push this guy. Bardock Wrath, GG, God Goku is dead. Kefla has a higher level, but now Boo is here, so we should be able to just push really nicely. I almost got my passive, but I'm like, hey, let me push back here. The tower is about to go up anyways. I'm half HP. In case Kefla decides she wants to be a little bit silly, let me just make sure I play it safe, right? Now, unfortunately, we do have to give up the tower here, because if I went back to heal, I could have actually defended that tower a little bit better, but that's on me, honestly. I should have gone back to heal right away instead of greeding out a little bit for extra farm. I did want to hit level 11 before the next boss, so that's like the unfortunate thing. I don't believe I'm able to get level 11 right here, which does suck, but I mean, again, it's not like the end of the world, but I don't believe we actually secure this boss right here. I don't think that's really because I don't have level 11 and the max kind of buff right there, but you know, it is what it is. So now I right here did make a little bit of a mistake. I should not be using Outer Kai that close. We actually do get the boss and great triple here, so I mean, looking pretty good now. There it is, and we just kind of just keep pushing forward, honestly. I mean, Kefla, I tried to get her, like, prevented to get up, and I did calm that. As you see, they went around and stopped that. Vegeta, I'm like, he's on my Kefla. Let me just try and help that out. But then now I'm like, oh, I'm low. God Goku actually snipes me, which this does really suck, because now I lose all my snowball stacks. God Goku on the enemy team actually has built up a few stacks at this point. So it's like, in terms of damage, the tables have flipped. And this is where it's like a bit of a stalemate, because while we do have triple boss now, we both have even towers and we have to go in like a singular lane. So it just makes things a little bit difficult. Now from here, this is where I do want to talk about late game application for Elder Kai, which is where, you know, I'm able to just use Elder Kai and restore my super attack just really quickly. I'm also able to do that right here for this boss, which we do go ahead and try to get anyways, just because getting the boss just means more tower damage, and having the healing over time would be pretty decent, especially on top of Majin Buu. It would just make it very hard for us to get killed. So I make sure, again, I plan my Elder Kai out here this time. However, the biggest issue is that I don't have ult to really secure the boss that well here. So I'm just trying to wait to see if I can get the ult available, which I am almost able to get, but Vegeta pushed on me and I was just too late because Vegeta was on me the entire time. That was a pretty good defense from Vegeta right there, just keeping me off the tower, stunning me into the wall, and just making sure I wouldn't be able to get my ultimates on the towers or the boss. So now we're kind of like in a stalemate here. Like I said, I'm waiting for my Kai to get up so I could use it as soon as possible. Actually, that's funny. Those key blasts barely missed right there. That was a bit silly, honestly. It is what it is, though. So, yeah, I mean, this match still goes on for about another 4 minutes or so, honestly. So, we're just kind of waiting around with God Goku. And I mean, we're just getting farmed, denying XP. Bardock tried to push in for chips, and at this point is like, you know, we're trying to go for chips in that bottom tower just to make sure, okay, we get that bottom tower, now we'll have an advantage, and that's that. So, I mean, it's just a waiting game at this point. Now you see right here, I'm just restoring my cooldown for my super attack, as Elder Kai also does do that, which will help out overall in the long run, especially, you know, if it does last a couple of minutes here. As you see, I got like 7-ish seconds back maybe from my cooldown, which really did help out. Now I was looking here, I was like, damn, God Goku full red with 5 snowball stacks. He's gonna do a ton of damage, and him on defense means that he could just ult us whenever he so chooses, and he'll just like be able to melt through us with this skill 2 as well. They have like a better potential advantage at defense than we would to push in, unless we had Bardock Wrath available. So it's like, okay, let's make sure we just kind of have a Bardock send himself in to try and get the tower. And Bardock is actually able to successfully take that bottom tower right here. Again, it's a little bit tough, but he is able to actually get the final chip. Now I'm like, okay, at this point, let's push in. Let's make sure that we can go for the top tower here. Bardock does die, however, so I'm like, let's actually wait for Bardock to come back just because we would really want that Wrath. Which is kind of like the biggest thing with us, like, having this match take so long, is the fact that we wanted to play it safe rather than, you know, mess up or anything. However, they actually do push in on our tower. They're like, yeah, let's go ahead and get, you know, our own push here. I attack Kefla. We just kind of push them back. Kefla does ult, so I do need to make sure I stay a little bit back here. Vegeta has his barrier right there, and I almost get caught out by Vegeta because God Goku ulted here. So I'm like, oh my goodness, let me just make sure I'm safe, especially since I did actually end up getting a snowball stack right here, so I do have a little bit of extra damage. Now Vegeta was not able to help them really take the tower. They pretty much did like no tower damage from what I'm seeing either, so that's pretty much fine as well. And at this point, I'm holding, they're pushing up. I have my Kamehameha in case. I told Mike, hey, let me know when they're Wrath so I could actually do my Kamehameha. And he was like, do it now. And he missed the Wrath. So my Kamehameha kind of just did nothing there, but it's fine. We still defended anyways. They're able to pretty easily take the tower next rotation. So I'm like, okay, might as well just use Elder Kai just in case the match goes on for a longer time than I think it would. But it doesn't end up actually being the case, so I'm not really too worried there. So at this point, they kill the tower. We are basically good to go to push in. There's no way that they take down both of the towers, especially since we have visuals on all three. Like, they're not going to get there in time, and that is the win. So, I mean, yeah, the last part of the match was kind of like whatever, a little bit boring, but it's all good. I think you guys kind of see the point of Elder Kai with God Goku, but I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Let me know what you're thinking. I'm going to show the stats right at the end. Appreciate y'all for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.